these foreign students pay full tuition,
Yes.
which is usually roughly at least double what like somebody who's in state would pay for a lot of these schools, and a lot of these.
So we actually have in the article. I've got a number for you just to add to the steel man. I guess Chinese students contributed in 2023. So is it? What's the source for this, though? NBC is claiming it, but there's no source. So NBC claims there's no source, but they're claiming that that Chinese students contributed $14 billion to the U.S. economy.
So,
but I'd
so
like
here's
to
the
know.
thing.
I'd like to know where that comes from.
So whatever they contribute to tuition is one thing. Then there's like the total economic picture of what else they contribute here, because when these people are here is, they need to shop, they need to eat food, they need to buy things, and that's what they do. So they contribute to the economy. So there's like that monetary value. It's a huge subsidy to these colleges. I went to the university at Buffalo. It felt like half the college were these Chinese and Indian students, but without them, these colleges wouldn't be able to survive. There's something to say about the soft power aspect of this. While I think we have something like tens of thousands. This is what
Secretary Lutnick has been arguing.
Yeah, that there's a cultural aspect to this. Most people don't want to go to. There is some people who shop around schools all around planet Earth, but the best schools generally that foreign students want to go to are schools in the United States. And the cultural impact of some of your best and brightest from foreign countries coming here, ingratiating yourself with American values and then taking that home. I think there's something to say about that soft power. President Xi's daughter famously, I believe, went to Harvard for X amount of years, and the influence there could be untold. So I think we should also think of this in terms of the trade deficit that we have with China. This is essentially a trade item that could help balance that trade imbalance as well, and I think that's why they're going for a doubling. So while I do have concerns about the security aspect, I think these are rich Chinese people coming here with fat wallets, and I think these are probably the most Western of Chinese people to begin with who would even consider coming here. I know you spent some time in China yourself.
About 2 years, yeah.
What do you think about Trump using this as kind of in the aspect of trade, not too concerned using this as a tool to kind of try to leverage with President Xi?
I think that it would in a vacuum, maybe I would say, that's a good point. But, in the past 20, 30 years since the globalist project has been set up, our relationship with China has been absolutely toxic for this country.
Yep.
And it is deprived so many people of their jobs in terms of the manufacturing that's been outsourced at the blue collar level. And what we're talking about here is depriving people of a pathway to a better life if you would have had the ability to make it into one of these schools, but you're some kid from the Midwest, and so you're applying maybe for scholarships or whatever it is, and you can't get one because they want that spot to go to some scion of the CCP elite that is able to pay full freight, so they're going to come in. And by the, to your point about the CCP's sending their kids here, Jiang Zemin's grandson went to UPenn like 20 years ago, and so this has been going on for quite some time. We haven't seen any shift in the CCP, and if anything, they've become more authoritarian. In Jiang Zemin and Hu Jintao were more technocratic, whereas Xi Jinping is much more authoritarian and certainly has been since he's taken power in 2012, and has remained and perhaps will be the Chinese, the chairman of the party until long after we're all dead, because he's going to be keeping himself immortal with Chinese power. And so if anything, we've become more like China since this globalist relationship has begun. And so, when I look at something like this, again, I still say, what is best for the American people first?
See, that's what I have a problem with. I mean, the World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab has said that the model for the world is China, the CCP China. So here we are letting in 600,000 of them. I'm sorry. I see a lot of things wrong with it, and I think it's very hypocritical.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.